This video is inspired by an article on the Expendable for a Cause website called Murder Clothes, the myth of the Night Stalker's appearance. The topic of the clothes and other myths about the Night Stalker's appearance are also covered extensively in this book. Philip Carrillo's biography of Richard Ramirez repeatedly refers to the killer as the Man in Black. We also know that Richard favored black clothing. But was there really a man in black rampaging through Los Angeles in the spring and summer of 1985? Let's look at what the surviving victims said. You will often hear that they all saw a man in a black jacket similar to those made by the Members Only brand. This description comes from Maria Hernandez, whose roommate, Dale Okazaki, was murdered on March 17, 1985. The killer obviously wasn't wearing all black. He had a white shirt. No other victims mention a Members Only jacket, but it is constantly spoken about as if they did. Sile Yen-yu was murdered on the same night as Dale Okazaki. The first witness, Joseph Dueña, saw a man in jeans, a t-shirt and a jacket dragging the victim from her car. The second witness, Jorge Gallegos, saw very little, but changed his testimony in court. Gallegos said he only saw the back of a man's head driving away, in the dark. Later, he changed it to a man in a blue shirt and blue pants. It is likely that he received this information from Joseph Dueñas because they knew each other and had the opportunity to confer. Joseph's cousin was Jorge's girlfriend. The Okazaki and Yu incidents occurred 4 miles apart and within an hour of each other. If it was the same guy, he not only changed from white and black to blue, but he also changed height. But that's another issue. So, in the Yu case at least, the man in black was actually the man in light blue. Next, Carol Kyle reported a man in a black and tan plaid shirt and black jacket. Most don't associate the Night Stalker with wearing plaid. Carol Kyle's description regarding the height and teeth were also inaccurate for Ramirez. Sophie Dickman saw a man in black, but he was only 5 feet 8 or 5 feet 9 tall. Far too short. The Covenanth incident is the most significant in the identification of the serial killer, because Somkid Covenant's description appeared to match a man who detectives were already looking for. They released this infamous police sketch to the public. But most people don't know that Somkid didn't say the killer was wearing black, brown pants, and a multicolored shirt. Philip Carrillo's book elaborated that the base color of the shirt was blue. Despite detectives emphasizing Covenant's sketch, they ignored her description of the shirt and told the public the killer usually wears dark items. Virginia Peterson said her shooter was possibly wearing tight blue jeans and a dark shirt. She didn't specify that he wore black. Sakina Abawath stated that he wore blue jeans and boots. Dark, yes, but not black. The source of Philip Carrillo's Man in Black is Detective Carrillo. As always, he falsely claims everyone described the same suspect.
All black clothing, members only type jacket, brown stained gap teeth, and a pungent odor.
Richard had what we called his kill kit. He wore the same clothes when he went out to hit his victims. And he kept all his clothes in a locker, the kill kit, in a locker in the Greyhound bus depot. So just imagine you getting your sweaty stuff, put in the locker, then putting it on to go out and commit your dirty deeds. That's what he was doing. That was the smelly odor. He had blood on his clothes. It stunk. He had sweat on his clothes. It stunk. There's the pungent odor.
The Night Stalker's pungent odor is also a myth. The only police statement that mentions the suspect's smell was Sakina Abawath's. She said he smelled like he needed a bath and described it as stale sweat. Not the dramatic shit and goat smell that you hear on documentaries and podcasts. If Ramirez really did keep blood-soaked clothes in a locker, why did the prosecution never introduce this as evidence? All that was found in the locker was a leather jacket, not members only, and it certainly wasn't covered in anyone's blood.